Hello, dear midnight friends. Welcome to the Dark Unknown, a channel where every story chills you to the bone, and where even silence carries secrets. Here, we can feel what you feel as you journey into the darkest corners of the world. So put on your headphones, turn off the lights, and get ready to dive into a new story. Tonight, we'll talk about 3 terrifying legends from the Appalachian Mountains. Dark tales marked by ancient secrets, by cries that still echo through the hills, and by entities that may still be among us. Story 1. The Bone Lady. She cared for the children, and then used them. Deep in the shadowy heart of the Appalachian Mountains, where the trees seem to whisper secrets to the wind and darkness falls faster than anywhere else, there lives a forbidden legend. A story the oldest residents refuse to speak of after sunset. Her name? Mother Tabitha. But behind that sweet name hid the Bone Lady. Tabitha was adored by all. A caretaker of children, though childless herself, with a heart that seemed to beat only for the little ones she held. Her hands were soft, her voice soothing, and no one suspected that behind that warm smile lived a ravenous demon. Over time, a heavy fog of death began to hang over the town. Children would fall ill and die. Always the ones under Tabitha's care. But the parents, blinded by trust, refused to see the truth. Until a boy saw it. He peeked through the window of the nanny's cabin. And what he saw should never be witnessed by human eyes. In the flickering firelight, Tabitha danced, but she wasn't alone. A figure with the head of a caribou spun with her, its hollow eyes fixed on the small, lifeless children sitting around them. Children frozen, glassy-eyed, as if under a spell. Like dolls waiting for their end. The boy ran. He screamed. He warned. And that very night, another child died. That was the breaking point. The townspeople gathered with torches and weapons. When they surrounded her cabin, Tabitha fled into the woods. But she did not flee like a woman, she fled like a monster. When they finally caught up to her, they saw her true form. A body cloaked in robes made of bones. Each tiny bone glowing under the moonlight. Her once warm face was now twisted in a grotesque mask of hunger. She had been feeding on the children. Their bones were her clothing. Her trophies. Tabitha vanished into the forest. Her laughter echoed for days. Some say she joined her lover, an entity called the Changeling, a faceless being that trades human souls for power. Together, they became one with the woods. Since then, children continue to disappear. Clean, stripped bones are found. And on moonless nights, a woman's laughter fills the air. Even now, they say if you get lost in those woods, you might hear a lullaby and see a woman smiling in the dark. But beware. If she touches you, you're already hers. Story 2. Spearfinger. She disguised herself as a grandmother, but ripped out your liver. The mountains do not forget. And they certainly do not forgive. In the oldest valleys of the Appalachian Mountains, the Cherokee speak in whispers of a creature that devours from within. A stone which known as Spearfinger. Her true name is Atlanta. Her index finger? A living spear. Her skin? Indestructible stone. And her favorite meal is the human liver. Spearfinger hid in plain sight. She would take the form of a kind old woman, with sweet eyes and rough, caring hands. Children would approach her. And then, she would strike. With one near-invisible motion, she would pierce the victim's chest and remove the liver without leaving a single mark. The child would fall asleep, and within days, die. She lived among villages, offering herbs and wise advice. But no one knew that after dark, she sang a song alongside her crow companion. Valatsiku, Susasai, liver. I eat it. A dark chant that floated between the trees like a cursed prayer. Everything changed with the death of Anna, a sweet little girl who suddenly fell ill. Her parents sought help, and Spear Finger came. That very night, the girl died. A tiny wound appeared on her chest, her signature. The Cherokee clan armed themselves and set a trap. They covered a deep pit with leaves and branches, and waited for the scent of fire smoke to lure her in. And she came. When she fell into the pit, not even the sharpest arrows could hurt her. Her skin was invincible. All seemed lost, until a small bird, the titmouse, cried out. "In the hand! Strike the hand!" There, hidden in the palm of her right hand, was her heart. One single blow, and Spear Finger fell. As she died, she cursed them with her final song. To this day, the elders say that on stormy nights, when the thunder roars and the wind howls, her voice still echoes through the valleys. And if you hear a distant wailing, close your eyes. Do not answer. It might already be too late. Story 3. The Weeping Woman. Her child vanished, and she never stopped searching. Blood Mountain rises like a living scar in the Appalachian Mountains. The name isn't poetic, it's a warning. The soil there has the red hue of clay, or, according to locals, the blood of those who died screaming. There lives the saddest, and most disturbing, legend of all. The tale of Elisa, the Weeping Woman. 19th century. Elisa, a young mother, was crossing the mountain during a storm with her baby in her arms. Thick fog, cold rain, and a single moment of distraction was enough. When she turned around, the baby was gone, vanished into the mist. She screamed. She ran. She searched day and night. But there were no footprints, no cries, no body, only silence, and the chilling certainty that something on that mountain had taken her child. She never left. Today, her pale, thin figure is said to wander the trails. Cloaked in rags, her face forever marked by a grief that goes beyond death. Her cries are so real that many hikers have sworn they heard a baby wailing in the woods. But when they turned, there was nothing. A forest ranger once reported, "I heard it. The cry of a woman, no, of a mother." But it was more than sorrow. It was desperation. It was death. I couldn't sleep for weeks. Others speak of a particular place, the Stone of Loss. A spot where the air grows icy cold and time seems to stop. If you pause there, you might hear her calling out a name. A name no one knows. A name only the dead remember. Blood Mountain is sacred to the Cherokee. They say it's a portal, a place where the world of the living touches the realm of the dead. And that Elisa is not a ghost. She is the veil itself. If you enjoyed these stories, get ready. The Appalachians are vast. And what we told you today is only the beginning. Like, share, and subscribe to The Dark Unknown. And if you've ever heard something, or seen someone, leave a comment below. We'll be listening. Even if she's listening too. And so, my dear midnight friends, we come to the end of another descent into darkness. Stories that leave scars on the mind, and question marks on the soul. Was it really just imagination? Or something more? As you try to sleep tonight, know that we're already preparing our next encounter. With new mysteries, new whispers, and perhaps, new truths. Don't forget, leave a comment with what you'd like to hear next. Like, share, and hit that notification bell. Because here, on The Dark Unknown, terror never sleeps. And maybe, neither will you.